There were days I stopped believing in my own story. Not in you exactly, just in the version of me that had any kind of future worth talking about. I laid that version down somewhere in the middle of the hardest year, quietly, without ceremony. Just stop believing it was going anywhere. I went through the motions, got up, showed up, said the right things in the right order. But somewhere underneath the functioning, I had already written a different ending than the one I would have chosen. A smaller one, a quieter one, one where expecting much just meant more to lose. I didn't announce it, didn't tell anyone I'd given up on myself. That's not the kind of thing you say out loud. You just start living smaller, start reaching less, start treating the ceiling like it's lower than it used to be. And you call it being realistic, and you try not to notice what you're really doing. I gave up on myself. I'm honest enough to say that now. I gave up on myself, but you never gave up on me. And I don't know how to hold those two things at the same time, except to just stand here and say them both, and let the miracle of the second one speak for itself. God didn't give up on me, even when I did. I look back now at the days I was sure were just damage, just lost time, just evidence of how far down a person can go before they stop expecting to come back up. And I see things in those days I couldn't see while I was in them. I see you moving in the margins, working in the background of the story I had already decided was over. You didn't get that memo, you just kept working. I think about what it means that you didn't stop when I did, but your belief in me didn't require my belief in myself to stay active, that you were investing in a man who had already cashed out, still building, still moving pieces, still preparing a future for someone who had stopped preparing for one. That's not nothing, that's everything. That's the whole testimony right there. I gave up on myself, and you stayed anyway. I gave up on myself, and you kept working anyway. God didn't give up on me, not in the small years, not in the dark ones, not on the days I woke up and couldn't find a single reason to believe the story wasn't finished. You knew it wasn't finished. You kept writing when I put the pen down. You kept going when I stopped. God didn't give up on me, and I'm standing here today as the evidence, still here, still standing, proof that you don't stop just because we do. Still here, Lord, that's the whole testimony. After everything, after the giving up, after the smaller living, after the smaller living, after the story I tried to end too early, still here because you didn't give up. You never gave up. Hey. Thank you for that, Lord. Thank you for not taking my word for it. And when I said it was over, ooh, it wasn't over. You knew it wasn't over. It's 2 in the morning, and the ceiling knows my name. I've been staring at the same crack since the day I came undone. The phone's been quiet for weeks now. Feels like everyone moved on, and I'm sitting in this silence, trying to remember how to pray. But the words won't come together, they just fall apart midair. So I just breathe and hope that breathing counts as something like a prayer. I stopped reading all the verses that I used to hold so tight. Not because I stopped believing, but because believing got so hard. There were mornings I skipped over just to make it to the dark, because the dark at least was honest about how broken things had grown. I didn't light a candle, didn't sing, didn't try, just sat inside my silence, and I waited there to die. But something kept me breathing when I had no reason left. Something in the quiet felt like more than emptiness. You stayed through every broken night when I had nothing left to give. You stayed when I stopped talking. You stayed when I forgot to live. I didn't feel you, Lord. I want to be honest about that. But somewhere in the wreckage, you were holding what I lacked. You stayed through every broken night. You stayed. Oh, I remember one specific Tuesday, rain coming down like it was angry, city lights bleeding through the curtain, making shadows on the wall. I said out loud to no one, or maybe I said it to you. I don't know if you're listening, but I don't know where else to go. And I didn't hear an answer, no thunder, no clear sign, just the rain, and something quieter than rain that felt a little like I know I'm not standing here victorious, I'm not on the other side. I'm just a little further from the place where I almost died. And I can't explain the difference between then and where I am, except that something held me open when I had every reason to be slammed shut. Maybe that was you. Maybe that's what grace looks like. Not a rescue from above, but a presence in the rubble that just refuses to leave. broken night, you stay, still breathing, still yours. The night's not over, but neither am I. Mercy waited where I fell. I had my speech rehearsed, every reason I deserved. Whatever was coming, I wasn't going to argue. I knew the list by heart, every failure, every false start, every door I walked through that I shouldn't have. I came with my head down, didn't even look up. Figured if God was watching, He'd already had enough. I've seen how people treat you when you've been the one who fell. How the room gets quiet different, how the eyes say what they won't tell. So I expected distance, expected a closed door, expected to be handed back exactly what I'd earned. I rehearsed the conversation, said I know what I've done. Stood there in the wreckage, waiting for the verdict to come, but the verdict never landed. The silence wasn't cold. What met me in that broken place was nothing I've been told. Mercy waited where I fell. Not judgment, not election, not a list of what went wrong. Mercy waited where I fell. Didn't ask me how I got there, just knelt down right beside me and stayed the whole night long. I came expecting consequences. I found something I can't explain. Mercy waited where I failed and called me by my name. There's a kind of love that frightens you because you haven't earned it, and you keep waiting for the moment when it finally figures out its mistake. I kept watching for the door to close, kept bracing for the shift, but morning kept on coming and the love stayed where it was. Quiet, patient, without condition, like it had nowhere else to be. Like falling was just another way of finally coming home. I used to think that grace was something given to the strong, to the ones who held it together, who hadn't been gone too long. But I was wrong about that, wrong down to the bone. Grace doesn't wait for you to rise, it meets you where you've fallen, and it walks you slowly home. Not fast, not loud, not with the crowd watching, just you and mercy in the place nobody else would go. Mercy waited where I fell. Not judgment, not a lecture, not a list of what went wrong. Mercy waited where I fell. Didn't ask me how I got there, just knelt down right beside me and stayed the whole night. that's always been enough. Come on home. Mercy waited where I fell. I didn't deserve it, I know that, but it was there, right there on the ground, waiting. It was already waiting.
I put distance between us, like I knew what I was doing. Like the farther I could get, the quieter it would all become. I stopped showing up, stopped answering, stopped pretending that I hadn't already left. Told myself you'd understand, told myself you'd move on, told myself that some people are just too far gone to call back. I built a life around the leaving, got comfortable in the drift, learned to fill the empty spaces with anything that fit. Loud enough to drown the quiet, busy enough to forget the ache. But there's a voice that doesn't honor the walls that broken people make. It found me in the in-between, between the noise and the numb, between the life I was performing and the man I had become. I don't know how to explain it to someone who hasn't felt it, but you know the difference between silence and a silence that is waiting for you. You never stopped calling my name, not when I stopped listening, not when I walked away, not through all the years of distance, not through all the nights I changed. You never stopped calling my name. I ran as far as running takes a man, and at the end of every road I chose, your voice was there, still calling me back home, still calling my name. There was a night in the city I had no business being in, doing things I'll leave unnamed, trying to feel something again. And in the middle of all of it, so quiet I almost missed it. Something moved inside my chest, like a door I thought was sealed. Not thunder, not a vision, just a name, my name, spoken like it mattered, spoken like I wasn't too late. I used to think that when you walked away from God, He turned and walked away from you, that love had limits, that grace kept score, that eventually even mercy got tired of the same man making the same mistakes. But that's not what I found when I finally stopped running. What I found was a voice hoarse from calling, but still calling. A love that hadn't moved from the last place I left it. Still there, still speaking, still saying my name like it was the only name it knew how to say. Like I was never as lost as I thought. You never stopped calling stopped
calling my name.
I heard you. I just needed time to admit that I heard you. I'm turning around now, I'm coming back. You never stopped. You never stopped. I didn't fall gracefully. There was nothing dignified about it. No slow decline, no warning I paid attention to. Just one morning waking up and realizing the bottom had a bottom and I was on it. Couldn't dress it up, couldn't explain it away. Just a man on the floor of his own life with nothing left to say. I'd been to church enough to know the language, knew the words for broken, knew the words for restored, but knowing the words and living inside them are two completely different roads, and I was lost on both. I wasn't looking for God down there, wasn't expecting company. When you get that low, you stop expecting much of anything. But the lowest place I ever reached turned out to be the most honest ground I'd ever stood on. And honest ground is where something real can finally start. Grace was waiting at my lowest, not halfway down, not at a comfortable distance, but all the way at the bottom, where I finally stopped. Oh, grace was waiting at my lowest, didn't flinch at what it found, didn't catalog my failures, just sat down on that ground. I thought the lowest place would finish me, turns out it's where I was found. Grace was waiting at my lowest. Grace was already there. There's a kind of quiet that only exists at rock bottom. Everything else burns away, and what's left is just the truth of you. And the truth of me was smaller than I wanted, more afraid, more tired, more in need. But something met that need without making me feel small for having it, without a single word about how I got there, or how long it took. I always imagined that God's grace lived somewhere elevated, in the high moments, the Sunday mornings, the lives that looked held together. I didn't think it made house calls to places like where I was, but I was wrong about the address, wrong about who grace visits, wrong about what it requires of the people it finds. It doesn't require anything, that's the whole point. That's the thing that breaks you open all over again, but differently this time. Because the first time you broke from the weight, and the second time you break from the wonder that something this good would come this far down. that's exactly right. Now let me walk you out of this. Grace was waiting at my lowest. Grace was already there. I didn't find grace. Grace found me down there, where I thought nothing good could reach. It reached all the way down. I was raised to hold it together, keep the breaking on the inside, show up strong, show up useful, show up anything but undone. So when the walls came down finally, I didn't know what to do with it. Just stood there in the middle of everything I'd swallowed whole. Years of it coming out at once, ugly, uncontrolled. The kind of crying that embarrasses you even when you're alone. I've had people leave the room when things got too real, watched eyes go distant the moment I stopped performing okay. Learned early on that too much honesty makes people uncomfortable, that there's a limit to what love will stay and hold. So I expected you to do the same, step back, go quiet, wait for me to pull it together before you came back in. But you didn't move, not even slightly, just let me fall apart like you'd been waiting for me to finally trust you with the parts I'd never shown anyone. My tears didn't scare you away. Every broken sound I made, every shaking breath, everything I couldn't say, my tears didn't scare you away. You didn't look uncomfortable, you didn't check the door, you just stayed like grief was something holy, like falling apart in your presence was exactly what it was for. My tears didn't scare you away. There's a specific kind of loneliness in crying and feeling unseen, in reaching for comfort and finding only ceiling. But that night was different. Something in the room had weight, not heavy, but present. The way a hand feels on your shoulder before you knew you needed it. I didn't hear a word, didn't need to, just felt the company of something that wasn't going anywhere, something that had seen worse and stayed anyway. I think I spent so long being strong for everyone that I forgot that strength isn't the only thing worth bringing to God. I forgot that David wept, that Job tore his clothes, that Jesus himself stood outside a tomb and cried, not for show, not as a lesson, just because love feels things. And maybe that's the part I never understood, that God doesn't just tolerate our tears, He collects them, every single one, like they mean something. Because they do, because we do. My tears didn't scare you away, not the loud ones, not the silent ones, not the ones I cried for years into nothing. My tears didn't scare you away. You sat with every one of them, you didn't rush the grieving, you didn't check your watch, you just stayed close, the way only real without discomfort, without an exit. My tears didn't scare you away. They brought you closer. I didn't know love could do that. Just through all of it, every last broken sound, you stayed, you stayed, you stayed. I had a mirror in those years that only showed me backward. Every reflection pointed to the same collection of mistakes. I knew that face too well, the one that couldn't hold a promise, the one that started things and left them half alive. I'd written my own verdict long before the jury spoke, guilty of becoming exactly what I feared I was. The people who had known me had adjusted their expectations quietly, the way people do when they've stopped believing but don't want to say it out loud. And I understood. I'd given them every reason to file me under finished, under too far gone to salvage, under not worth the wait. I'd filed myself there too, somewhere around year 3 of the same cycle, of the same falling, of the same face, in the same unforgiving mirror. But you were looking at something I couldn't see, something past the failure, past the version I had settled for, past the man I'd made my peace with being, something further out, something I hadn't earned yet, something that looked surprisingly like me. You saw the man I could become when all I saw was wreckage, when all I brought was evidence of everything gone wrong. You saw the man I could become, didn't look away from what I was, but you didn't stop there either. You saw past all of it, you saw further than I could see. You saw something worth becoming when I had stopped believing that becoming was still something available to me. There's a conversation I remember, somewhere between the breaking and the first sign of something different. I wasn't praying exactly, more like confessing to the silence, laying out the case against myself with the thoroughness of someone who hadn't memorized it. And in the middle of my argument for why I was beyond repair, something interrupted, not loud, not dramatic, just a quiet certainty that the verdict I'd written wasn't the only one on the table. I've read about the disciples, the ones he chose on purpose, fishermen, tax collectors, men with complicated histories and unimpressive credentials. And I used to read that as a fact about the past, but somewhere in my own unraveling it became something else. It became personal, because if he could look at Peter knowing every denial coming and still say, "You're the one I'm building on," then maybe the way God sees has never been about what we've already done. Maybe he's always been to see him too. Slowly, for the first time, I'm starting to see what you saw. Don't stop seeing it, not yet. I'm not there yet, but I'm going. But I'm going. I spent a long time searching through the wrong rooms for the right version of myself. Kept thinking if I tried harder, looked different, lived differently, I'd finally arrive somewhere that felt like home. But every destination left me further from the answer. Every mirror in every city showed me someone I still didn't recognize. I was looking for myself the way you look for something you've never actually seen, just heard described by people who seemed more certain than you. I chased the things that promised to tell me who I was, chased approval, chased achievement, chased the feeling of finally being enough. And for a moment here and there it almost worked, almost felt like solid ground. But solid ground built on other people's opinions has a way of shifting the moment you need it most. And I needed it most, more times than I can count, and more times than I want to admit. It wasn't there, but something had already decided who I was before I started asking the question. Something had already written my name down in permanent ink before I picked up the pen. Love found me before I found myself, before I had a name for what I needed, before I knew what I was looking for. Love found me before I found myself, wasn't waiting for me to arrive somewhere worthy, wasn't holding out for a better version, just found me exactly where I was, exactly as I was, and called it enough. Love didn't wait for me to find myself. Love found me first. There's something disorienting about being loved before you're ready, before you've cleaned anything up, before you've prepared your best defense. I kept waiting for the conditions, kept waiting for the fine print, kept reading the offer, looking for the part where it said, except for people like you. But the fine print wasn't there, and I read it more than once. Just a love that showed up early without an invitation and refused to leave without a reason. I think about the years I spent becoming, trying to build something worth being loved for. All that construction, all that careful architecture of a self that could finally deserve something good. And the whole time, love was already there, sitting in the unfinished room, not bothered by the mess, not waiting for the renovation, just present, like it had moved in before the walls were up, before I knew what I was building, before I knew I needed someone to stay. Love was already home in me before I was. Love found the way dawn finds a room before anyone thought to look for it. Before I knew my own name clearly, love already knew it. Before I found myself, love had already found me. I stopped looking high, not because I gave up, but because I realized I had already been found. Long before the search began, long before. I built the story a certain way in my head, me against everything, holding the line with whatever I had left. It felt true, it felt earned, the way a wound feels true, because you can point to it and say, that's where it happened. I wore the solitude like proof of something, like evidence that I had survived on my own terms, by my own hand, through my own will. But memory is honest when you finally let it be, when you stop curating it to protect the version of yourself you needed to believe in. And when I let it be honest, really honest, I started seeing things I had edited out. The phone call that came the day I needed it most, the stranger who said the right thing without knowing it was the right thing, the morning I should have broken but didn't, and couldn't explain why. The door that opened when I had stopped knocking. Oh, I called it luck, I called it timing, I called it anything that didn't require me to admit that something outside myself had been holding me up the whole time. I was never fighting alone, even when the room was empty, even when the silence said otherwise, even when I couldn't feel a thing. I was never fighting alone. There were hands beneath the fall, and there was something in the darkness that was not the dark. Every round I thought I lost on my own, every night I thought I white knuckled through. Oh, I was never fighting alone. There was always you. I think about the moments I came closest to the edge, the ones I don't describe in detail, because some things don't need an audience. And I think about what stopped me, what shifted something in the last possible second, what turned me by degrees so small I didn't notice turning. Something was in those moments, something I can't account for with any version of the story that doesn't include a love that refused to let go. There's a kind of pride in the self-made story, in that I survived this myself, and that no one helped me, no one was there. I carried that story carefully for years, polished it, presented it, believed it. But pride is just fear dressed up for company, and the fear underneath mine was simpler than I wanted to admit. If someone was with me through all of it, then I have to reckon with being loved through all of it. And being loved through the worst of you is harder to receive than surviving alone, because surviving alone asks nothing of you but accept that you were worth staying for. And I wasn't sure I was, but he was. I was never fighting alone, not in the years I can't account for, not in the room I'm not proud of, not in the nights I barely named. I was never fighting alone, not when I swore I was, not when the evidence looked certain, not even then. Every scar I thought I earned by myself, every mile I thought I walked without a hand, I was never fighting alone. He was there in every round, in every fall, and every almost didn't make it. After all, I was never fighting alone. I thought I built this survival myself, but I've been looking back, really looking, and I see you. Everywhere I thought I was alone, you were there. You were there. You were always already there. Kept her running total, the way guilt does, adding everything up with a precision that shame is very good at. Every wrong turn cataloged, every broken promise filed, every person I let down archived carefully, so I'd never forget exactly what I owed. I was thorough about it, the way only someone who believes they deserve to remember can be thorough. I expected mercy to have a shelf life, some reasonable expiration, after which even grace would look at the total and close the book. Because that's how it works with everything else. Patience runs out, goodwill gets exhausted, love finds its limit sooner or later. And I had given every version of love I'd known, more than enough reason to find that limit with me. But mercy doesn't operate on the same calendar as everything else. It doesn't check the date, doesn't review the file, doesn't weigh the total against some threshold I was never gonna reach. Your mercy outlived my mistakes, every single one. The ones I made in ignorance, the ones I made knowing better, the ones I can't take back. Your mercy outlived my mistakes, didn't shrink as the list grew longer, didn't hesitate, didn't qualify itself, didn't arrive with conditions I had to meet first. I ran out of excuses long before you ran out of mercy. Oh, mercy outlived every last mistake. There's a moment when you stop waiting for the mercy to expire, when you've tested it long enough unintentionally and it hasn't moved. And you realize, not with fanfare, not with a sudden revelation, just quietly, the way truth settles when you finally stop arguing with it, that this is not a temporary arrangement, that this is not mercy on a payment plan, that what's been extended to you has no end date attached and never did. I used to read about the prodigal and stop at the part where he comes to his senses, because that part felt familiar. the waking up, the realizing, the long walk back with a rehearsed apology and lowered expectations. But the part that undials me now is what happens before he arrives. The Father, seeing him from a long way off, which means the Father was looking, which means the Father never stopped watching that road, which means while I was rehearsing my apology, mercy was already running toward me. Before I finished the sentence, before I cleaned anything up, before I was even close, mercy was already close in the distance. See, your mercy outlived my mistake, outlived the years I wasted, outlived the versions of myself I'm not proud of. Oh, your mercy outlived my mistake. Was there before the first one, will be there past the last one. Never once kept a score. I brought you the full accounting. Every day I thought I owed, and mercy looked at all of it and said, this was never how it worked. This was never what I had. I was never keeping count. Your mercy outlived my mistakes. Every one of them, every last one. I kept the list for years. Thought someone had to, but mercy never asked for it, never needed it. It was already done, already paid, already over. Your mercy was already on the other side of my worst. There was a season I couldn't look people in the eye, not from arrogance, from the other thing, the one that lives underneath arrogance and is much harder to name. I'd walk into rooms already apologizing for taking up space, already shrinking before anyone asked me to. Shame does that quietly, efficiently, without making a sound. I got used to the weight of it, the way you get used to a pain that's been there long enough that you stop calling it pain and start calling it just how things are. I stopped expecting mornings to feel different, stopped expecting to wake up and recognize the face looking back. Just moved through the days, head down, shoulders carrying what I didn't know I was allowed to put down. But something has been shifting, gradual, the way seasons shift, not in a moment, but in accumulated mornings that one day add up to something that feels like change. I can finally lift my head again, not because I earned it, not because I fixed everything, not because the record's clean. I can finally lift my head again because something lifted it for me. Grace got underneath the weight and just held. No announcement, no fanfare, just the slow return of something that felt like dignity. I can finally lift my head again. I wanna be careful not to make this more triumphant than it is. It's not triumphant, it's quiet, it's just a man who can sit in a room now without wanting to disappear, who can hear his own name without flinch, patient, who can look at what happened without being buried by it. That's all it is. And somehow that's everything. I used to think restoration would feel like winning, like a moment you could point to and say, there, that's when everything changed. But it didn't come like that. It came like light through old curtains, slow, almost unnoticeable, until one morning the room just looked different, and I realized I wasn't performing okayness anymore. I was just okay. Not completely, not without the scars, not without the memory of what it cost, but okay in a way that didn't require maintenance, didn't require pretending, didn't require holding anything together. Just okay. Without apology, I can finally lift my head again. Not with pride, that's not what this is. Pride would have lifted it sooner. This is something gentler, something that had to be given, couldn't be taken, couldn't be performed, couldn't be rushed into existence. I can finally lift my head again after everything that pushed it down, after all the weight of all the years, of all the ways I failed myself. Somebody decided I was still worth restoring. Somebody never stopped believing that this moment was possible, and here it is. I can finally lift my head again. Not proud, not proud, not ashamed, just here, head up, eyes open, for the first time in a long time. Just here. Just here. I wasn't lost dramatically. No single moment, no clean break, no door slamming shut behind me. Just a slow drift, the kind that happens so gradually you don't notice, until you look up one day and don't recognize where you are or who you are, which is the harder one to admit. I wasn't looking for love in that season, wasn't looking for much beyond making it through the day without losing more ground than the day before. Love felt like something for people who had themselves together, for people who had something to offer back. I had been keeping that ledger for years, and the numbers didn't work in my favor. But love, real love, doesn't wait for the ledger to balance, doesn't wait for the lost one to find their way back first, before deciding they were worth finding. You loved me while I was lost, not after, not once I found my way back, not when I cleaned myself up and showed up presentable. You loved me while I was lost, in the middle of the wandering, in the middle of the not knowing, in the middle of the years I'd rather not describe. You didn't love the version of me that was coming. You loved the one that was there lost and not yet ready to come home. There's an intimacy in being loved while you're at your least lovely. Anyone can love what's easy to love, what's whole, what's healed, what's holding it together. But to love something still in pieces, still mid-fall, still choosing wrong, still not ready. That's a different kind of love. That's the kind that doesn't make sense by any ordinary measure. That's the kind I didn't believe existed until I couldn't explain anything else. I've tried to find a version of this story that doesn't require a love this unreasonable. A version where I found myself on my own, where I pulled out of it through discipline, through willpower, through finally getting serious. But the honest version doesn't go that way. The honest version has me still lost in love, arriving anyway. Not as a reward, not as a response to something I finally did right. Just arriving the way rain arrives, not because the ground deserved it, but because that's what rain does. It falls on the lost ground too. It always did. It never waited. You loved me while I was lost. That's the part I keep coming back to. That's the part that changes everything. Not that you love me now, when I can feel it more clearly, when I can receive it better, when I'm closer to okay. But that you love me then. In the years I don't revisit often, in the places I've never taken anyone, in the version of me I worked so hard to leave behind. You loved him too. You loved me then. You loved me then. You loved me then. You loved me while I was lost. You loved me then. And that love is what found me. That love is what brought me all the way back. I was so lost. I didn't even know I was lost. But you knew, and you love me anyway. While I was still out there, you already loved me. I know what it is to stop expecting good things, to make peace with less and call it wisdom. To wake up in the morning already managing expectations, already preparing for the version of the day that disappoints. I lived there long enough that I stopped calling it cynicism, just started calling it knowing better, knowing how things go, knowing myself. Hope had burned me enough times that I learned to keep my distance, learned to want things quietly, so the wanting couldn't be used against me. Kept my heart in a smaller room than it was made for. Figured a smaller room was harder to lose. And for a while, that felt like protection. For a while, small felt safe. But safe and small are not the same thing as alive. And somewhere in the smallness I forgot what alive felt like. But something has been working on the lock of that smaller room. Patient, unhurried, the way only love is patient when it knows what's on the other side. the first time in a long time, believed it. It didn't happen all at once. Hope rarely does. When it's the real kind, the kind with memory, the kind that knows exactly what it's risking. It came back the way feeling comes back to something that's been numb, slow, and a little uncomfortable and unmistakable. A morning where the light looked different, a moment where the future didn't feel like a threat, just a place I hadn't been yet. Small things, but small things are how the heart relearns what it forgot. I wanna say something honest about hope and loss and what it costs to come back to believing. It costs the protection of not caring. It costs the armor of low expectations. It costs the comfort of a small room to hope again. And after you've stopped is one of the bravest things a broken person can do, because you know now what hope feels like when it doesn't work out. You know the specific weight of it, the specific silence after, and you choose it anyway. You open anyway, you believe anyway. Not because you're certain, but because something in you was made for open rooms, was made for morning light, was made to want and trust and lean forward into living. And you can't stay small forever, not when something that loves you keeps making the room bigger. My heart belongs to hope again. My heart belongs to hope again. Not perfectly, not without the memory of what it cost before, but fully as a heart that's been through winter can belong to spring. My heart belongs to hope again, and I'm not protecting it this time, not keeping it at a careful distance, not loving small to avoid losing large. I'm letting it be what it was made to be, open, expectant, alive. After everything, after all of it, after every reason not to, my heart belongs to hope again. I forgot what this felt like, wanting things again, believing things again. Instead of back, my heart belongs to hope again. I've been going back through the chapters, the ones I don't read out loud, the ones I keep in the part of the shelf nobody else reaches. Not to punish myself, not anymore, just to look honestly at what actually happened beneath the version I told everyone else. And beneath that version there's another one, quieter, more complicated, more true. There are years in there I can't make pretty, can't frame in a way that makes the timeline look intentional from the outside. Just stretches of wrong turns and lost time, and mornings that all look the same shade of gray. Pages I would have torn out if the story were mine to edit. Chapters I would have skipped if skipping were an option. But they're in there, every one of them, and so is something else I almost missed. When I stopped reading, only for the painful parts. When I slowed down enough to look at what what surrounded them, I started seeing something I had edited out. Every time I told the story without meaning to, I still see your hand in my story. Not just in the good parts, not just in the chapters that resolve the way I hoped. I still see your hand in my story, in the ones that didn't, in the long ones, in the ones without clear endings, in the ones I'm still not proud of. Everywhere I thought the story lost its thread, I can see now something was still holding it. I still see your hand in all of it, in every page of my story. There's a particular grace in hindsight when you use it honestly, when you don't use it to rewrite the pain away, but just to see it clearly. And seeing clearly, I find you in places I swore I was completely alone. The conversation that redirected me before I knew I was heading wrong. The closed door I raged against for months that kept me from something I couldn't see yet. The waiting that felt like silence that turned out to be preparation. I'm not saying everything happened for a reason in the easy way people say it to avoid sitting with pain. I'm saying something harder and truer than that. I'm saying that even in the things that had no good reason, even in the losses that didn't become lessons, even in the prayers that didn't get the answer I needed, there was a presence that didn't leave the room, a hand that didn't let go of the thread. Even when I dropped it, not controlling every chapter, not writing the painful ones, just refusing to let the story end before it was finished, refusing to let me be the last word in my own story. I still see your hand in my story. Now that I know how to look for it, now that I've stopped needing every chapter to make sense on its own, I still see your hand in my story. In the survival I can't explain, in the mornings that came anyway, in the version of me sitting here today, who should not by any reasonable accounting still be here, but is still here, still breathing, still finding your hand on every page. I almost didn't survive. I still see your hand in my story, in all of it, every last page. I used to read this story with my eyes half closed, afraid of what I'd see, but I've been looking at it fully now, and you're everywhere. Everywhere I thought you weren't, you were already on the page, already there, already there. I used to stand at the edge of every new beginning and feel nothing but the weight of everything that could go wrong. Tomorrow was just today with different lightning, same fears, same ceiling, same conversation with myself that never resolved. I stopped making plans the way a man stops when enough plans have dissolved in his hands. But something has changed, not in the circumstances circumstances. The circumstances are still the circumstances. The road ahead still has things on it I can't see yet, still has chapters I haven't been prepared for, still has a weather I can't predict. None of that changed, the road is still the road, but who's walking it with me? That part I finally know. And knowing that changes the way a morning feels before it started, changes what it means to open your eyes and face whatever's next. Tomorrow feels different now, not easy, not guaranteed, not wrapped in certainty I don't possess. Oh, tomorrow feels different now, because I know I won't be standing in it the way I stood in all those years before. Alone, bracing, holding myself together with whatever I had left. Tomorrow feels different, because you'll be in it like you've always been in it. Only now I know. I think about the man I was at the beginning of whatever this has been, how he saw the future like a threat, something coming for him, something to outlast or outrun or simply survive. And I feel something for that man, something close to tenderness, because he didn't know yet what I know now. He didn't know the road had company, didn't know the silence wasn't empty, didn't know that getting through the night was never entirely his own doing. This isn't the ending where everything resolves. There are still things I carry, still questions without answers, still mornings that arrive harder than I expected. I'm not standing here telling you the pain is gone, or that faith made it simple, or that I found some formula that finally worked. I'm standing here telling you something quieter than that and more durable, that I have seen enough now of how this love operates in the dark, in the wrong turns, in the chapters I would have deleted, to trust it with what's coming, to walk toward tomorrow, not because I know what's there, but because I know who's there. And that is a different thing entirely, that is everything. Tomorrow feels different now. I won't pretend I haven't figured out, I won't pretend the fear is gone completely, but underneath the fear there's something new, something that wasn't there in all those years of going it alone. A quiet that holds, a ground that stays, a presence that has proven itself in every season I survive. Tomorrow feels different now, not because tomorrow changed, because I did. Because something in the long middle of the story made me different, and I'm walking into tomorrow with my head up, with my hands open, with a heart that belongs to hope again. And you right here, right beside me, like you always were. Tomorrow feels different now. It finally does. The road keeps going, and for the first time I'm not afraid of that. I'm just walking, one morning at a time, with you. That's enough. It's always been enough.